So it looks like for this chapter, we're going to be taking a break from the present, and once again, we're going to be diving into backstory. But we're going to be getting the Todoroki family backstory today. But this chapter is going to shed a bit more light on the family as a whole. And personally, after kind of getting this different perspective / view of their family, it I don't know, I don't know how to say it, but it's really made me start to kind of, I don't want to say fall in love, but I really do like the Todoroki family backstory because all these characters in it just have their own, I don't know, I really do enjoy the story. But it starts with Endeavor getting engaged to Ray, and I'm assuming it is against her will because Lord behold, she didn't want to marry that guy. Maybe they were in love, who knows, but it then ends up coming when Ray ends up visiting Endeavor in the hospital when he's awake because she feels that their family is not okay. We then pan over to when Dabi is sitting on the couch and he's talking about how he can't feel his right hand, and obviously he has bad burn scars. This is when he has the clips and stuff on. He is Dabi. He's got all the burnt skin and shit. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. But he talks about how he can't feel his hand, and he says a specific quote here that I can pull up. He ends up saying, Mother Todoroki Enji Fuyimi Natsuo and Shoto, watch me from the depths of hell. So this is kind of where we get to see Dabi's descent into being Dabi. But the big thing here for me is when we flash back to Toya as a kid, because according to these spoilers, Toya did indeed inherit. He inherited the big strive to surpass All Might, right? So even though Endeavor was kind of a bitch, kind of a dick, and kind of pushed him too hard, Toya kind of was on board with surpassing All Might and he was kind of put, he had the dream of being the number one, like every anime character ever, right? However, this is where we get to the point of no return, because Endeavor ends up saying to Toya that because of how when Toya trains, he gets a bunch of burn scars, it makes it hard for him to use his quirk, obviously. So Endeavor trying to make Toya, I guess, feel better, tries to get him to give up on those feelings by telling him he needs another child and that Toya will never surpass All Might. Now, this specific line right here is Endeavor, I think, trying to do the right thing, but at this point he's still a douchebag. So, like the great father he is, he tries to tough love his son by saying you'll never surpass him, give up on your dream. When in reality, that's probably something you shouldn't tell your child who's that young. So, before, I'm going to kind of skip ahead here. The chapter ends with a line that says the past becomes clear. The next chapter, the family is ... But here's where you kind of get to see Toya's descent into madness, because we then see how Toya doesn't give up on that dream. And he indeed trains even harder in order to get his father to notice him and kind of, make his father believe in him again. So Toya begins training harder than before, but in retrospect, this ends up, hurting him even more and burning away more of his skin. He ends up getting more burn scars, and we do get it's probably going to be my thumbnail, but we end up getting a panel of what looks like Toya crying, and he does not look like he is very mentally healthy. And of course, we then see this also causes an effect on the family as well, because Ray slowly begins to kind of lose her sanity as well. So this entire chapter, to me, really sheds a new light on the Todoroki family, because it shows again that Endeavor isn't necessarily he's not an evil person, but I wouldn't say he's anywhere near a good person. And while Toya is a good-hearted person, it's ultimately his drive and resolve to prove to his dad that he can surpass All Might that ends up being the downfall of him, as he slowly descends into insanity while also, self-harming himself with his burn scars. And then we also get to see the direct effect it has on his mother, Rei, as she slowly descends into her not being mentally healthy, which ends up leading to Shoto's accident. So this chapter, I think, really sheds a lot of good light on the Todoroki family and really kind of shows the complicated relationships that they've had over the years. And personally, I think it gives a lot of good context to the overall stories of Rei, Endeavor, Shoto, and of course Dabi. But we'll see when the chapter comes out if there's any new details. And obviously, I'm pretty interested to see what happens next. This chapter is titled "Mischief of Fire Part 1," so do expect a Part 2 coming soon. That may even shed more light on the Todoroki family.